morning, good morning. It drives me mad when she does it, but when she's not here, I miss it. Isn't that just the way of relationships? Isn't that just the thing with love? When it's there, you get frustrated by those little details. And when it's not there, you just want those little frustrations.
Once upon a magic dream.
Once upon a magic dream. I did that without moving my lips. Did you see that? How are you all? How is everyone? Let's have a look. I saw Sky Elise here. Good to have you back, Sky. But don't forget, and this is a note actually for everyone. I am going to be doing a sober chat and a / mental health chat in the forthcoming 48 hours. I'm just trying to find a sort of appropriate moment to do that. You're right, I've got a hat on because my hair has changed, courtesy of your poll. But in relationship to the Sky Elise thing, it's really important, guys, that you don't feel, I mean, you know, I'm saying this to myself as much as anyone else. The ability to time out, take a bit of time away, it's really important to limit screen time if you feel that you're doing it too much. Do you know what I mean? We won't be offended. People won't be, you know, drop a nice message to someone else in the group. They'll let us know. We can't, we recognize so many names and we see so many names. And we obviously, some of you reach out a lot more frequently than others, and others are shyer. We would understand entirely. We understand entirely when people need to step back. Now, I've got a couple of thank yous to do to begin with, before we get on with the news. Yeah, random nothingness, so mental health chat. And for Sam, I know you've been keen on a sober chat too. So, a couple of thank yous. Firstly, Nicola Yakub, I can see your name there, Nicola Yakub. And you sent an absolutely wonderful card and poem and a little message for every member of the family. And I was reading it, and it was really charming and sweet and lovely. And I'm absolutely thrilled that and pleased for you that any of that sort of mental health stuff that we do has helped and that we've distracted. But thank you so much. It was a lovely, lovely card. Sam Mile has sent these, which may be a little bit too late, Sam. They're hair grips, but they're the kind of hair grips that Joe Wicks wears. So I'm now going to grow my hair long again in order to be able to put those on. You can see a little bit. Sam Mile, really, really sweet thought. Thank you so much. I'm just going to push that little bit of hair back, just there. Really sweet thought. Does anyone like my jumper? It's quite nice, isn't it? Thank you, Nicola. There's Nicola Yakub. I'm so happy. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. So that's Sam Mile's hair grips. These are fascinating things, aren't they? Don't you find things? It's like our post office has loads of sort of fake hair and hair curls. And to a young boy, those sorts of things are they're like something from a sci-fi movie. Remember when you used to go into hairdressers? Well, I do as a boy, at my nan's. And there'd be loads of old women sat with these great big thing, kind of like, sort of like, I don't know, peppers. Like peppers, but not coloured red, above their head. Emma McGregor, we miss our trees, bouncing around in it like it's empty. But look at these are so strange, aren't they? I can't seem to get into them, but I'll get into them in a bit. So Sam Mile, thank you so much for that. Union Jack Gamer, you're a quiet one. You're a shy, not shy necessarily, maybe just quiet. You don't comment a lot. Union Jack Gamer, thank you so much for your letter. Very sweet, very meaningful, saying how much you like the channel, that you don't comment too much, that you run your own YouTube channel. So if you want to follow Union Jack Gamer, and thank you for your offer for help with voiceovers and things like that. That was really sweet, really kind. Thank you. Sharona. Now, Sharona, I know that you are asking about whether, I'm so pleased you got refunded. That's going to go in our Christmas box. I'm literally going to open the loft to just put that in with the top of the tree decorations. That's very, very sweet and very kind of you. It's a tree topper. And here we have a beautiful, beautiful scarf for Nanny Di. Now, Nanny Di is still in bed, but what I will absolutely do is I will film the giving of that to her, okay? So there you go. Mark, be careful. What, in the loft? Yes, no, I know. You're absolutely right, Sky Elise. So can I just say, Sharona, thank you so much. If you're there, let me scroll up. Everyone's names go up so fast. Let's see. Don't know if Sharona is here at the moment. Maybe not. Hi, Nanny Bluebell. Hi, Amanda Woodman, Sarah Chapman, Sargent Clark, Leslie S. I know there were these major things in Ayrshire. Maybe you could tell us a bit more. Lucy Spacania, Kim Lakides, Debbie Learmouth. You look very smart today. Yes, Kim. I do tend to make an effort when Nadia's not here. And Emma Carter, who sent a beautifully crafted Star Wars card, but has also sent these, which I really, really like. I'm going to pop this on just for you. So Emma Carter. And once again, Emma, also thank you for your note. It's really meaningful to know that, you know, when we talk, you know, that our chats about mental health, I'm just going down, help people. Fits me, it does. There you go. Oh, thank you so much. I will be popping this one in my car, squad goals, and I'll let everyone else have a look at all the others. They're all tailored and they're all really lovely. Very, very kind, very sweet. Thank you, everyone. And really nice to know that the PO box is working there. Now, guys, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. You can head off, subscribe, so you can be notified when we're next up. We did a very, very funny photo shoot yesterday. Oh my God. I mean, fortunately, Nadia was very good actually, because I was obviously so involved in the taking of the photographs, but we vlogged some of it. It was truly hysterical. And I was just looking at some of the rushes. And Wendy Stewart, if you want the PO Box number, it's in the video details. So once this is uploaded after this live, you might not be able to see it because this might be full screen. You can just go down to the details and you'll see it around sort of Michelle's email address, links for the book, podcast and things like that. So it's in the details, but it's in the details of all of our recent videos pretty much this year. So you could go to any one of our videos, but click the drop down arrow at the bottom right underneath the video. So yeah, Miss Dunn, I received a sticker saying after hours. Was that you, Miss Dunn? Is that you? I loved it. It didn't have anything saying who it was from. It was really nice. Thank you very, very much. We've changed cars already. Andrea Crash, Mark, those green bags outside, door on the deck are still there since well before Christmas. They've got to get shifted. I know. It is a plastic composite, so it's not wood out there. So it's not, but you're right. They do need to be moved. And it's a total failure, and it's a total, I feel humiliated if I'm honest. Trina Cotton, hi, good ship lollipop. Oh. Emma Staple, I dreamt last night I was having a catch-up with a group of friends and not one of them spoke to me. Feeling quite paranoid lately about losing friends. I've been having some very vivid dreams. Very, very vivid dreams recently. So, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think because maybe real life is quite limited, we're kind of, in our dreams, we're heading off to more interesting climes, but sometimes it can be a bit sort of negative, can't it? Yeah. Is anyone else having weird, vivid dreams? The dogs are basking in the sun over there. Toffee's just literally down there, just basking in the sun. Wonder Woman. I'm nervous for lockdown ending. I know what you mean. I was talking about this with Nanny Di and Nadia last night, and Penny Shrimpton in the bath. Don't drop your device in the bath. What was I going to say? Yeah, sorry, I just got to quickly check my Wi-Fi. It's just gone a bit funny. One sec. I was just having a bit of a, it just came up with an alert, which is never done again. Sorry. Yeah, no. So I think the whole kind of coming out of lockdown thing, I think on the one hand, we all want it. Everything, oh, Angela Locke, absolutely. It was you. There was no notice. There was no notification with it. The sort of braiding, what do you call it? Macrame. Yeah, she absolutely lovely with it was lovely. Thank you so much, Angela Locke, so much. Oh, and Nanny Di. She says she's forgotten and hasn't had a chance to thank you for her lovely scarves at Christmas too. So really, really, really kind, Angela. Thank you so much. Really, really, beyond the call of duty. Really, it's very sweet. Gabrielle, how's the piano playing going? I really need a good app for the piano playing. I need something that can get me in and sitting simply and not too elaborate from the start. I was doing all right with that first one, and then I just haven't had a chance to get back and sit consistently for long enough. But as Nadia says, if you haven't got time to do it, you haven't got time for life. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be able to make at least 15 minutes. And I'm struggling to justify just the 15 minutes. So I really would like an app of some form that takes you through the very easiest first steps. Going back to lockdown, Wonder Woman was just saying there that she's nervous about it. I think we will have all, yeah, thanks so much, Angela, that's lovely. I think we're all feeling, there's Toffee's head in the end of shot, can you see in the sun? I think we're all feeling a sense of, what's it called, Stockholm syndrome, where potentially, you know, we're kind of, yes, we all want to be free. Yes, we all want to return to where we were. Yes, we want it all back. But there is going to be a real nervousness around that, isn't there? And what comes back with all of that is all of the same, whatever your narratives are, all of the same chasing of dreams, of aspirations, of goals, and of all that kind of stuff. And what comes with all of that is stress and fear and worry. And I think we'll talk about that in the mental health chat, because yeah, I think we underestimate the extent to which we're all going to have experienced some kind of trauma with this, you know, sort of a societal trauma, a shared trauma, I think the teenagers will go a bit wildly and right. Well, I mean, I think, you know, me and Nadia have talked about this. You know, obviously I don't drink, I don't do all of the naughty things that I used to do. And yet I have this fervent desire, not to drink at all, but I do have a desire to kind of really let rip in some way. And I don't know whether that's tearing my clothes off and running down Old Compton Street, that could cause all sorts of problems. Do you know what I mean? So if I'm feeling that, and I know I'm not going to drink, Tim Reed, you're dreading the end of this. Explain, Tim. Because I think in a weird way, and again, as I say, we'll talk about this in chat, in a weird way, we all know what our choices are. And as soon as you remove those limitations, we're back into the wild west of what choices should we be pursuing? What choices could we be pursuing? What will other people want? Do you know what I mean? It's all that compare and contrast and caring what other people think and not caring and all that stuff. Stacey Allen, whee! Nicola S, not a problem for me. I was doing really well working on my agoraphobia before lockdown. I feel like I'm back to square one. I'm stable. Exactly. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to feel like they've taken many steps back. But I also think, you know, when I look at like Nadia and stuff, you know, very sociable, very social sort of person. Obviously, she's very keen, and the first thing she'll be doing is going out to meet all her friends. I can even sense there's a hesitancy there too. So yeah, I mean, I pumped into the old vaccine calculator today. When am I going to get my vaccine offered? And it came up, I think, with the 24th of April, before the 24th. I mean, we have to give credit where credit's due, moving on to the news, don't we? I mean, we are absolutely nailing it. Simply Piano. Thank you, Kerry Bedford. Simply Piano. Welcome, Sandy G. I'll try Simply Piano. I think Stockholm Syndrome is, Karanula, is a syndrome, and I think it was from a hostage situation, must have been in Stockholm, where hostages spend so long with their kidnappers, if you like, that even if they were offered freedom, they wouldn't want to go because they've got so used to the situation. So in a weird way, we're in the situation of having got so used to being in lockdown, having our choices limited, being nervous about making all the normal choices and moves in life. We've all got a bit kind of, oh, well, do I? And it's about comfort, isn't it? We, as creatures, we have to acclimatise to whatever the circumstances are. And I think we've all done a very, very fucking good job, excuse my language, of acclimatising to something that's extraordinarily unusual and challenging and once in a lifetime. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult for different ones of us. For some, it's not going to be difficult at all. Absolutely, I hear you, Nicola S. I don't think it's going to be, you know, I think a lot of people it's not going to be difficult, and that's great. And I think for a lot of younger people, it's not going to be difficult. It's like, let's just back at what we want to do. But I think for other members of society, I think it's going to be a strange moment. I mean, I can list. I've talked before about how we all seem to be defined by just 7 things that we all seem to do. Eat out, drink, see films, play football. Do you know what I mean? And we all will want to do those things again. Absolutely. Monica Smith, wait a couple more weeks. Longer days and better weather will make all the difference. Look for simple joys and turn the negative down. Yeah. And I think the news flow now, I think there's a decision has been made by the news gatherers, by the government, that we have 1/5 of the population is now vaccinated, right? So that's 1 in 5, or have been offered a vaccination. And if we hit 70% immunity, 70% take up, we're pretty much there. We're pretty much there. I think we're in a good place. Dylan Nixon, we will be able to be outside more as well, which will help as the weather will be better. Absolutely. Look at that. We've got snow forecast in a couple of days, but does anyone else feel like spring has already arrived? I was in the park on Millie Parfitt sweetheart. Look, as quickly as jobs are going, the Bank of England was talking yesterday, as quickly as jobs are going, there will be jobs coming back too. The only upside to a downward spiral like this is that there will be an upward push as well. So I promise you. Not a problem was about you stripping it. I'm very anxious about life. Oh, Nicola S. All right, sweetheart. Sorry, I misunderstood. I won't strip off, I promise you. Yes, the sun does make it feel, and also there's that thing of feeling like the sun's out, places you can open windows, all that kind of stuff. I think Daniela Potgeiter, I think England's going to shine in a few years. We will. We were talking to a friend from Germany a couple of days ago who was saying that earlier on in this crisis, her relatives in Germany were saying things like, what the hell's going on over there? Are you alive? Are you surviving? Plague Island and all of that. And apparently it's shifted completely to almost jealousy that we are so on top of our vaccination, that we're becoming the envy of the world in a weird sense. So, yes, things have been awful. Yes, the numbers are bad. Yes, mistakes were made. But we are, I feel, in the foothills of recovery. Samantha Hayward, beautiful day here. I get my jab tomorrow. Whoop. Yay. I must admit, I'm really looking forward to getting my jab. No nads for her beautiful singing, Ben Ryan, but could I possibly have a happy birthday? Would be so cool, Ben Ryan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ben Ryan. Happy birthday to you. What made me think of that was the way I said Ben Ryan. We watched the Katie Price and Harvey documentary last night, and we were really, really moved. Has anyone else seen it? I think she's on Loose Women today, talking about her. Tutti Fruit, Oscar's doing so well, thank you. 2 weeks old already, and his big sister Isla is the best big sister, feeling so blessed. Oh, Tutti Fruit. Give Oscar a little, I don't know, what you give a 2-week-old baby, a sort of little thumbprint on the forehead. Becky Hicks, I have agoraphobia and was making good progress before this all started. Now I don't know if I can face going out again. Pigeon steps. The thing is, this is what I think has to happen or needs to happen for a lot of people with tender mental health issues. I saw, a bit tender. Don't feel rushed. There's going to be, my concern is it feels like there's going to be an absolute dash for the doors. Do you know what I mean? A sort of rush for the fire exits. And in that rush, we're all going to be like, it's like, there was a story today talking about the fact that it looks like the British government are talking to Greece about being able to free up travel corridors to Greece. And as is in the title of this coffee moaning, discussing the use of vaccine passports to allow people to travel to Greece. Germany and Russia are two of the other largest tourist visitors to Greece, but they're in no fit state with their population and their vaccination program to get people there. And Greece's economy is defined by tourism. So there's big debates happening between Greece and the British government about, if you're vaccinated in the UK, can we use vaccine passports? Now, I know a lot of people get very sort of worried about this whole vaccine passport thing, and I personally wasn't too much of a fan of it. But years ago, I remember having to have yellow fever jabs. I had a really bad reaction actually to yellow fever. But there are some countries in the world where you have to show or demonstrate that you've had a vaccination of some form before traveling there for insurance purposes. And I think, you know, again, if this is about now, that is an example of where I get worried about running for the fire exits, because they're talking about this potential Greece connection happening as soon as March or April. That's quite soon. And on the one hand, yes, we all want that. On the one hand, yes, we all want to return to normal. But also on the other hand, you know, do we want it to happen that fast? Can it happen that fast? And I think the sense of being rushed and hurried is really what worries people, especially, you know, a number of people are saying that about agoraphobia, you know, that sense of feeling like I've got to rush out the front door and head out. There is no rush. As I always say to all my girls when we're struggling with anxiety, there is no rush. Do not let things sort of pile up emotionally for you. So, Skyleys, Katie is a saint with Harvey. I feel the amount she has to deal with on a daily basis. Yeah. Kerry Bedford, she does get a lot of abuse, and she is lovely with them. I thought it was really refreshing to see Katie Price in a sort of non-hyper mode. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was good to see her in a sort of very real emotional state, if you know what I mean. And I was absolutely charmed with Harvey. I just thought, what an absolute sweetie. Absolute sweetie. And she is so calm with him. So calm with him. Andrea Crash, I saw that Trump has left the acting union, stating, who cares? It's done nothing for me. Michelle Andrew, what do you think on schools, Mark? I think Boris has probably got that right. I think the opening of primary schools around March, if the numbers are pushing in the right direction, is probably right. If the majority of the vulnerable and those who have been shielded up until now are vaccinated, there has to come a sort of jump-off point, I think, where we start to say, okay, I mean, obviously this is all dependent on the variant. You know, if a variant comes through that is entirely vaccine resistant, we have to reassess. But if, as is being suggested, all of these vaccines have a strong capacity to intercept these new variants, I think, yeah, a slow unlocking of schooling. I do wish, actually, in terms of schooling, they would just rethink the idea of a testing exam scenario. And just, I mean, when I was doing O-levels, there was especially with English and science, things like that, there was coursework. Why not assess by coursework across the last year so that you don't have that sort of, it's more a test on memory, I find, GCSEs, than it is a test on what you actually know. Lots of kids say, you know, come out of the exam, it's forgotten. I've just learnt it by rote in order to get past the, you know, I think we need to be more, it'd be nice if we could educate more meaningfully and usefully, and we valued the more manual skills more preciously and had apprenticeships that were more sort of supported than just academic prowess. It does strike me as bizarre that we have a system where if you're not good at maths and you can't get your maths GCSE, so many routes to other lines of work or success are blocked. It seems beyond bonkers. Beyond bonkers, you know, but that's my opinion. That's what I feel, Sam JP. Exams are just about memorizing facts, exactly. So, what do you think, guys? Vaccine passports, what do you think? Should there be vaccine passports? So hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this chat. Do you think there should be vaccine passports to Greece as soon as March or April or May or at all? Are we witnessing a really hungry and impatient desire by everyone to let loose? If it means people can travel, then yes. Okay, I think there's a no to vaccine passport. Yes, Russ Souch. No to vaccine passports. I'd say it's probably 55%. Oh no, I'd say as many yes. Why not? Emma Staple. We shouldn't be travelling abroad. Tim Reed. Kim Lakides, yes. Angela Lott, not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be done in a very controlled fashion. I just don't, I mean, isn't there just going to be an absolutely mad-capped dash for those seats? I mean, imagine. I mean, I have to say, I can't stand airports at the best of times. Imagine in this set of circumstances heading to the airport and queuing and then social distancing and then all the protocol. For me, it sounds like too much hassle. just the thought of it. I mean, I'm sure Nadia will be banging the drum at some point, wanting to go, but I could take it all. I can't stand air. I mean, I've travelled everywhere. I mean, I've done all long haul everywhere. I've done, you know, air travel. Oh, I find it so tedious. Spend most of your time at the airport, which leads me to, has anyone seen the Right Said Fred story? Do you remember that band? Crazy, what was it? What was the lyrics? Ooh, too sexy for your love, too sexy for your love, too sexy it hurts. Do you remember that? Well, they were proudly tweeting about the fact that they weren't wearing masks. And bizarrely, British Airways, British Airways kind of liked their tweets, and they claimed they were being congratulated walking around Heathrow not wearing masks, saying why should we wear masks, and I can believe it. I mean, fine if you work at Heathrow Airport and think it's all bullshit and hogwash, but I think you need to just remain sort of like silent, don't you? It's like, and apparently someone said on the tweet to Right Said Fred, how would you feel about that if an outbreak happened on the plane? And they said it's a you problem, not a me problem. That's why I've put wrong said Fred. I think they're wrong. I do find it really frustrating, this idea that the wearing of a mask, unless you have extraordinary conditions, I do find it really frustrating that somehow it's some enormous infringement of civil rights. It really isn't. It really isn't. It just really isn't. It's like, you know, we all accept that when you get in a car, you should wear a seatbelt. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same thing. Just it might not be forever, but it might be for a bit. Don't get it. So yeah, I think Right Said Fred, well, Wrong Said Fred. I'm relieved to see that quarantine hotels are coming in on February the 15th. That's almost a year late, but better than not at all, I guess. What did you say? Toffee, there she is, just lying in the sun. Well, you can't see her. So February the 5th, it's funny you should say that, actually, Beth and Williams. That's what Nadia said last night. Oh, look at Chi-Chi. Do you see that? Oh, nice yawn. You right there, Chooch? You okay? Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk soon. Miss Dunn, why publicise? Why publicise what? Oh, what do you mean? Right Said Fred. You get ill by wearing a mask all day. Yeah, well, wearing a mask all day, I can understand. But I think if you're travelling, if you're passing through Heathrow Airport, all that kind of stuff, if you're deciding to travel on an airplane, I think if the rules are that you should wear a mask, you should wear a mask. But at least quarantine hotels are coming in. But you're right, yeah, Nadia said, well, why not tomorrow? Apparently, she was saying, Nadia, that for Great Western, is it? They've been prepared and ready to go. They just hadn't been approached by the government. And I get really worried that as, you know, yes, it's all good what's happening with the vaccinations, but I do worry that the government are sort of distracting sometimes from some really bad administrative errors by going, way, look at this, isn't this brilliant? Whilst meanwhile over here, that no one even picked up the phone to Great Western to book the rooms. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Man walks into a bar with the steering wheel attached to his crutch. Barman says, what's that for? He goes, I don't know, it's driving me nuts. Now, I want to show you something that really made me laugh earlier today. When Zoom calls go wrong, okay? I'm just going to close that down for a minute. So I'm just going to be going from up here. I just want to show you that. Has anyone seen this bizarre parish Zoom call that goes wrong? Are you ready for this? Oh, excuse my dirty screen. Oh, there's an advert. Hang on 1 second. Just wait 1 second. When we get going, it's worth it. Here we go. Here we go.
We'll start the meeting, and I want to repeat what I said at the beginning of the last meeting, that this meeting has not been called according to the law. The law has been broken.
It has been properly
Will you
called.
please let the
Mrs. Weaver, please. If you disrupt this meeting, I will have to remove you from it.
You can't. It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out.
I
No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by two councillors.
Illegally?
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them. Dear me.
Appalling behaviour.
Chairman gone.
A copy of this will, in fact, be sent to the monitoring officer. Out of those people who
Where's the chairman?
we elect,
Where's the chairman gone?
like to elect a chairman for this meeting.
You don't have to elect a chairman. There's a chairman already installed. The chairman of the council.
Councillor Burkle, we've been through this.
You don't, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. The chairman of the council is the chairman of the
Council.
Yeah, I'm going to subpoena everybody.
Could I ask you to be respectful to Jackie Weaver, please?
Would now elect a
Here comes the subpoena.
chairman?
I'll have to leave. Just you go out. She's kicked Barry out, so I'm leaving. Don't Barry. No, Barry has gone. Oh. We're trying to have a Teams meeting, you fool. We're trying to have a Teams meeting, you fool. We can't if you've got facts.
Right, and I have to explain, this screen has been cleaned so many times. It's so old, this computer, that I've used alcohol and everything. It is literally the infrastructure. This isn't like, it's literally, you cannot get that off. It's just degeneration of the actual screen, which is frustrating, but, oh my God. What about that bit at the end? What about that bit at the end where it goes, it's not that, I mean, Jesus Christ. So angry. I don't know why. Whose were your sympathies with? Yeah, poor Jackie. I felt a bit sorry for Jackie. I felt she was being sort of ambushed, wasn't she? I love the way the other lady sort of stepped in at one point. But I think, in a weird way, that parish meeting, because the whole idea, like lots of people saying Vicar of Dibley, the idea of a parish meeting, the word parish makes you think quaint, calm, quiet. I remember doing a series years ago called Countryside at War. I tell you what, parish councils it's proper vicious shit down there, I tell you. I did something in, where was it? Somerset or somewhere down there. It was a BBC One series. We did Countryside at War. It was about a parish council suing someone because they had a path that walked through their garden. But I do think that what you're seeing there is almost a Zoom-like articulation of all of our frustrations. Selena Lou Fogg, he did sound like Gollum at the end. This is supposed to be a parish meeting, my preciouses. Very, very funny. Very, very funny. They were all balloons. Imagine that lot making rules for you, Sandy. Absolutely. Ludicrous, ludicrous. Should we have a last quick scoot through the news? So, government planning vaccine passports, as we said. Bizarre Handforth Parish Council Zoom. If you want to see it, it's on the Independence website. You might have a clearer screen than the my damaged one. What else have we got here? People talking about the drowning. We do fancy watching that. We haven't caught it yet. We're catching up. I tell you what we are catching up with, though, is The Bay. We're enjoying that. I thought it was a different series, but yeah. What else have we got here? I'm just having a little flick through, see if there's anything a bit more light-hearted. Baltic Beast batters Britain. That's a good bit of alliteration there from the Sun, isn't it? Baltic Beast batters Britain's 20 drivers rescued. Snow is forecast. Is anyone in snow now? Anyone in snow now? Someone fell asleep on camera during the meeting, Gabrielle. Someone was fired, weren't they, from, was it Variety magazine or somewhere for, well, I won't say what he did, but he went off to another computer and thought he was out of shot and was being a bit naughty. Can't quite believe that. What else have we got? Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters. The only reason I'm bringing this in, he mentioned that dropping a new album. Oh no, Foo Fighters' Taylor Hawkins feels relief after holding an album. He said it was like taking a huge SHIT. beautiful analogy, rock and roll analogy there, isn't it? It's kind of an analogy I'd use probably at the most inappropriate of moments. Tom Hanks' superb news of the world. WandaVision episode 5 today. We're going to be reviewing, me and Nanny Di and Maddie are going to be reviewing episode 3, 4 and 5 of WandaVision, which is the Disney Plus series. It just keeps getting better. I will be watching The Dig at some point. Obviously, we're in the middle of shooting most of the content for the Sunday show, and a Cornish vlog will be landing later today. Sandy G, I'm going to keep your details as a new member, as a new member for me and Nadia to mangle tomorrow morning. Greenfingered Hell, I keep labouring Nan. I keep labouring it with Nan, and it does look like quite a nice day for a stroll about. The thing is, all of the jobs in the garden need some real commitment. So I'm going to try and dedicate a day forthcoming where I can really crack on with the garden. I need to get the chainsaw out and do a lot of drilling and a lot of soil moving. But have a lovely day, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed that. Subscribe if you haven't. And as I say, there will be a vlog landing later today. That was a nice chat. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all your contributions. As I say, there will be a mental health chat coming. Sober chat / mental health chat. And I'll let you know when that's coming on the community tab. All right, guys. Lots of love. Have a lovely day. Bye. Bye.